Hello everyone on YouTube. Welcome back. It's King Blaine here again, obviously. We fucked around for like 12 minutes on stream before we actually started recording because we had a guy cancel on us last minute and I had no idea what to fucking play. He says we'll play tomorrow, and we will play tomorrow for like an hour and a half because I have other stuff I want to do tomorrow. Plus, I'm not a fan of being canceled at the very last minute. Like, I gave him an option to cancel like 30 minutes, no, like 20 minutes ahead. And he's like, oh no, we'll just put it off. And then we put it off. Oh, now I'm going to cancel. Alright, let's see. Hashtag cancel. My donut's been staying up too late with the new game. Yeah, I can't stay up too late though. Like I pick people up for gas money in the morning. So it's not just me that would be late, I would have other people fuck too. Alright, my precious. You. I need to move you to... Where do I want to move this? I'm gonna put it in tank slot 1 and do it later. Let's see, organizer. Available. Do we even need any more reputation, or can I just do my own stuff? We do. We need like... We need like one more mission. So yeah, we'll do this. Put primer on our tank mission. I want the custom museum upgrade. The crafting one I don't care about. I don't care about the crafting one. Like, I have yet to ever craft a part myself in this game. But I am going to be using the museum. Maximum lock level is 100, your level is 0. So I would like to do that. You already put the primer on the tank. What do you mean put primer on our tank? Oh. Fine. I had the one panel turned on. Yeah, I keep hitting E. Shows me what's damaged. Well, this is going to require a little bit more work than I thought it was. Unfortunately. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's primer. But we'll get bonus for doing extra work. So we'll do the extra work. And since this is one of the tank cells in the game, near the start, it's very easy to take apart. Like, the whole tank is very easy to take apart. You don't have to fuck with any of the stuff on the gearbox or anything. It just comes apart. Yeah, it doesn't get painted. Take everything off here. Final drive, and the brake drums, and that's it. Added armor here. The KV1 E, or no, this is the KV2. Forgot the KV2 also has the up plate. Yeah, let's just move to the other side now. There is so few parts on this thing. Take out the pins. Take off the road wheels. Like, even the buffers that have bolts on them right there on the picture. Yeah, even they're not bolted in. I love how easy these early tanks were to do. The closest there is to a ship mechanic is Ship Graveyard. Do you want a ludicrous amount of parts to fuck with? Play the old train mechanic games. They have a lot of shit. Here's the only thing bolted on this whole fucking thing. All the sides taken off. What did I say? Easy tank. Oh, like this, but for ships. Yeah, no, that would be... That would not be a single player game. Like, that would be in one of them games, like Out of Ore that I was playing, that you need to have a group of people. I would love to play Out of Ore again, by the way. But I'm not going to play that game until I have like 2 or 3 people that can put some time aside to play it with me. Who knows? Maybe it'll be viewers. Maybe I'll get popular enough to do that. I thought there was something else to be removed. Yeah, torsion bars. Driver's seat. That's it. Even the ammo boxes are bolted in on this one. Well, I said it's gonna be really easy. All the ammo boxes and everything don't even come out of this. Antennas don't come off, nothing. Collect all outsourced repairs. See how quick this was? Like, we took every part back on, we're about to put them all back on. Or every part off, we're about to put them all back on. Come on, give me a fucking assembly mode. What did you just do, game? Did I do something? What is the game doing? I didn't think I hit any buttons. Apparently I went outside. Don't ask me how. Suddenly you have to restore taxes. No, please. I don't need more taxes. Hell, I'm for the removal of certain taxes, like income tax. Oh, Texas, not taxes. Texas. Still no, please. That is a lot of work. Put our shackles on here. Good thing we only got side guards and one other thing that has fucking bolts in it. Be able to throw it together nice and quick. I think it's a shame how we let a lot of our ships just rot in docks anyways. You know, I remember, years and years ago, there was talk about the Japanese actually raising the shipwreck of the Yamamoto and restoring it and then turning it into like a museum or something. Now, I might be misremembering that, but whatever happened to that if I am right? Where I read something about that a long time ago. They will never be able to restore her. She's missing like 1/3 of her center remains, as if it's now late because her primary magazine blew up. What she's saying. I really feel like I read somewhere about that at some point. You can restore anything, no matter how much of it is missing. It's just when does it reach a point where it's not financially worth it. But any and everything is restorable. As long as it's made out of metal. Sasha and her might be possible, but she did not blow up. What she's saying? She's saying relatively even keel. But like I just said, it's not even it is completely possible to restore anything made of metal. It's just, when does it become a point of, is it worth it? Like for the Yamamoto, for instance, the easiest way to do that would be, just because it beached itself, would be to probably wall it off, excavate it, rebuild it enough to float it, and then it would be a task of, well, floating it again into a dry dock to do the rest. It would have to be tugboat pulled. You know, you want to talk about relatively... Yeah, the Nagato would be a lot easier to do. But yeah, you want to talk about ships I would love to see restored. The Bismarck is also in relatively one piece and upright. It's just very, very deep. But with how intact it is, they should even be able to raise it in one solid piece. And they could restore it and turn it into a great museum. But, never happened. Just realistically, it'll never happen. I forgot to do the inside of the turret. I'll have to fix that in a second. Or not the inside, the back, I mean. I wouldn't think the Nagato is that radioactive at this point. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, the boss. Yeah. Yeah, hard to say then. I hated the Bikini Atoll test. But I'm trying to get Splinter out. Not having a lot of luck. There we go, got it out. I've got holes in my hand and splinters everywhere, but I didn't wear gloves today. Tablet. Organizer. I am missing a piece. Yeah. The other side of the final drive. I got what I wanted. Yeah, you can safely diver. I don't know. Let's no. How do we have this fucking 88 here? Let's go check outside. That tank. Oh, and let's see. No, that's not the option I want. Get the mode off here. And it was a late production Sherman. My great grandfather drove. Let's move.
You missed the tank on the way back from the thing.
On your way back. There was a BT7. I didn't see it. Oh, hey, look, there was a BT7. How the fuck did I miss the BT7? Alright, we're gonna move this one to. Let's see. Move this one to Workshop 1. Tank manager. Move tank. Tank. We'll do the Tiger 2 and the BT7. Alright. Which one do you want to do first? The Tiger 2 or the not Panther, BT7? Here's the BT7 died due to hole. Just hole. Went through here, went through here. They used a Christie shell, so yeah, we'll do the BT7 then. Since this is one of the ones that was added later, it's got a lot more detail to it, so it's going to take a lot longer to do, unfortunately. But the newer the tank, the more you gotta fuck with. We're back to fucking with piston rods and everything. I still think they should make all the tanks the same though. All the tanks should have equal difficulty, like you said. There shouldn't just be a downright, well, this is easier. Okay. We even got to take the wires out of the radio. do that or that. Anything else on this turret? Rear hatch, alright, that'll do. I'll put the primer on it. Paint on it. Use suspension on the shell. They used a very similar shell made off of the same concept as the Christie shell. Pretty sure this tank still holds the world record for fastest tank though, does it not? Yeah, the Christie is still the fastest tank ever built. 104 miles an hour. No, I meant the actual shell, the hull. Oh, you meant cannon shell. Yeah, no, if it had a better gun, it would have been great too. Having more 15 millimeters more armor would have been great because of the angles on this thing. A lot of things would have been great. A lot of ifs, could be's, and would be's. Yeah, and this is not a 7M, this is just a 7. Gotta take out all the individual ammo boxes. This is the KV2 where it's all one big piece that doesn't even come out. That's why I said, you're right, having a better shell would have been nice. Trying to get everything off of this tank. Being problematic. I am missing stuff. Alright, some covers over here I missed. This is something still. Or a flat cover. Thank you. Gotta go in here. the fuel system parts out. Alright, so yeah, we look to be good. So we'll go in here, select all outsourced repairs. While I repair the hull myself. Again, I wish I could just take a gun, point it at somewhere on my truck outside, and would fix all the rust on the hull and the frame. Which I could do with all the stuff. Alright, fine. This needs to be closer. But let's see, how did this tank die? So they got shot in the back. It went through the engine and this, and probably detonated in the middle, killing all the crew. Because it does not have an exit area. It doesn't exit the tank, but does go through the engine block. You can see they got shot at an angle where it came in like this. It's falling off a ship. And look, then it cut right down there through the engine. And it looks like it probably detonated it. See? Yeah, look, and it went through the engine, see? Right there. I guess the engine's right here, so yeah. That probably would have hit the engine. The fireball's right here, so that's probably where it detonated. Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Let's get this engine put together here. All these piston rods on. All the rod caps on, or the pistons, I mean. We'll get all the cylinders. Put the valves and the stems on. Water outlet, water pump, fuel pump, hand crank. Hard to believe the KV2 had a fully sealed engine that we didn't have to work on at all. Wow. Advanced technology. Totally not just because they never update all the other models. Now we do the other side. From air start valve. Lines. Crankshaft cover. Do the same thing this side. This time I think I'm just gonna put all the valve arms on first. We'll bolt them one at a time here. Oh, I saw the funniest fucking simulator game on Steam earlier. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, maybe they've taken simulators a little too far is what I was thinking. Which prototype? Oh, I did not know there was a T28 with a Christie suspension. Because the T28s were already fast. For their size, they were already very, very fast. I can safely say I'm very, very curious at that myself. Did not know that. T28s? I mean, they went like 23 or 24. I mean, that seems pretty fast for an interwar tank. I know they had a maximum speed of like 27, but their road speed was like 23. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that does seem pretty fast. The Russian T28, yes. The Russian T28s, I believe they had a maximum speed of like 26 or 27. I didn't say they were well armored. I said for their size, they were relatively fast. Especially given that they were more of an interwar tank design. I know they had the up armor package, but that slowed it down a little bit. I do know about the 85mm test. That one I did know. Christie suspension, I did not know. chain. I do also know that one. You know what tank I would love to see in this game? We've already got the mouse. Give us the OI. There was a prototype made, and then very quickly scrapped, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it was a full prototype. I can't remember if it had the turret on it or not. But I know that the hull was a prototype. They even did trials with it, and found that the engine just wasn't there. It was so bad that it felt like the engine wasn't in the room with them. It could not really be feasible. The Tsar tank would also be cool. You know what? Fuck the Tsar tank. I want the K-Wagon. The fact that those were getting ready to go to the front line in World War I is insane. If World War I went on a little bit longer, and Germans would have had K-Wagons on the front line, not a lot. Not even close to a lot of them. But they would have had... The Tsar tank is funnier, yes. The K-Wagon is more of a super weapon, I suppose, of World War I. Had it ever actually made it to the front line. And it would have been more effective than the French scare tactic tank, the Char 2C. Yeah, the K-Wagon is one of my favorite tank designs I've ever seen. I don't know why, just something about that tank that just struck me as this is majestic. I've always liked that tank so much that I have genuinely thought about getting a K-Wagon tattoo on my arm. Oh yeah, no, if it would have been in World War I, it would have been extremely, I wouldn't say it would be pretty effective. But the K-Wagon also would have been incredibly effective. Especially in World War I. Hell, it would have been effective even at the start of World War II. The very, very, very start. Not for very long. And not for crew survivability. Because it did also only have 30 millimeters of armor. But it had 77 millimeter guns. So it could have, it would have been if it fired first, it determined its effectiveness. Yeah, nothing's more effective than the Bob symbol. Yep. Super tank right there. Putting these grills on is a pain in the ass. You know, one of the worst tanks I've ever seen, like apart from Bob Simple. It would be the Independent, the British multi-turret tank. It had 5 turrets. Like, that tank was just a failure. Hogs would have been more effective. That tank was a colossal failure. Yeah, but it's not so much that it was a multi-turret. It was the fact that it was 4 machine guns and then a main gun that was so weak that there was a very real chance of you bouncing off of the Panzer II if you tried to use it in combat. It was a horrible tank. The T-35 was more effective in combat than the Independent ever would have been. Like, the T-35 had a chance to be something great. But it just wasn't quite there. Why don't you want that? I mean, the T-35 really wasn't that much of a failure, all things considered. It wasn't a success. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not trying to say it was a success. But it wasn't a colossal failure either. Man, there are a lot of bolts here. I heard you like rivets. I don't think these are rivets, I believe these are bolts. You know, if it wasn't for rivets more or less turning into bullets and bouncing around inside the tank when struck by, well, you know, an enemy shell, rivets would have been great to keep using on tanks. Problem is, they kind of turned into bullets bouncing around on the inside of your tank when you got hit by something. They weren't really shrapnel either. Like, they were more akin to a live round going off inside the tank and bouncing around than general shrapnel. Because the rivets would pop and explode inward and outward. They would explode both ways. And then they would bounce around on the inside, shredding the crew like shrapnel. But the projectile itself acted more like a bullet. fucking bolts on this tank. Come on. Couple hundred more bolts, we're almost there. I don't know what's more tedious, this or the interwoven road wheels on like the Tiger. The interwoven road wheels are a unique thing. On one hand, it can be considered a strength. But on the other hand, they were so asinine to fix and replace that it's hard to call it a success. It's hard to call it a failure. It is kind of just one of the things we just don't talk about. The Boltonator and Nator. Yeah, the strength with having interwoven road wheels is that you could have a couple of them blown out from a shell. And they could eat a shell even. And you could still keep driving. But the downside was you had to take apart so much just to replace one road wheel. It made maintenance, especially on a combat perspective in the field, a fucking logistical nightmare. And a time crunch that they really didn't have time for. Yes, they easily got caked in mud and froze in Russia. Like I said, there were pros and cons. You can tell the environment they were made for was not Russia. It is a weird thing. It is, as far as actual statistics and stats go, it is hard to call them a failure, but it's hard to call them a success. It is easier just to not talk about it. The benefits they offered were outweighed by the cons they also offered. That depends. There were definitely, I think, 2 or 3 other kinds of suspension that were heavier. But as long as you weren't fighting in like winter terrain like Russia, they were also extremely reliable. Like I said, they had benefits, but at the end of the day, their benefits were not outweighed by their cons. So it just makes them a pain in the ass. Like I said, my preferred method is just not to talk about them. Because there is no winning. Anytime you try and argue one thing, it has another point. It's like, well, so what is it? Is failure? Is it a failure in the end, or is it a success in the end? It's just kind of one of them things that was just given up on. But it was definitely a heavier suspension at the end of the day. That much is true. Yes, there you go. They did not have the correct countermeasures or account for environmental hazards like mud that then freezes. In theory, it was a great suspension and it had great reliability. In practice, it had good reliability as long as you weren't facing any of the actual combat situations that would be used in. When used in said combat situations, it then became failure in practice. Because if something did happen, like I said, it was a monumental pain in the ass to try and fix. But yeah, your way of saying it is the best. I can't think of another way of describing it. As success in theory, failure in practice. And you see, they had designs where they would be more spaced out. But Germany was the only nation that was using that kind of layout, I guess we could call it. Yeah, just suspension layout. I can't think of a better word. And given the current war situation, it was easier to just give up on it altogether. If development would have kept going, I think there would probably be a universe where even modern nations like the US would be using some kind of interwoven suspension. But it was just it just failed at the end of the day, I guess. There's no other way of trying to sugarcoat it. But I know they did have, I don't know if they ever finished prototypes, but I know they had plans and prototypes for ones with more space in between to fix the mud and clogging problem. True. True. Based on the reliability of the interwoven, I could see it used on a more civilian side of things, like agriculture, heavy machinery. Had development gone on and they did fix the mud clogging problem. But you're right, because maintenance time, no matter what, interwoven is going to take a long time to do maintenance on. There's no way around that, and maintenance does take a pretty big priority in the modern day. I wish there was more we could do with these tanks after we restore them. Maybe, yeah. I don't know, it's at the end of the day, it's one of them what ifs. It is a what if situation. if I had any kind of real technical knowledge, I would maybe try my hand at it. See if I could come up with a vaguely usable design, but I don't. I don't have any kind of go on that. What are we missing for this not to be 100%? 99, 90. What is overall tank repair? 99.8. What is making it 99.8? Why are you 99.8? That's if they found a way to be able to drop them instead of having to pull them outward. And they might have stayed around them. Yeah, no, if they could have found a way to drop the interwoven wheels out of place, then they probably would have stayed around. This says everything. But when I look on here, all this stuff is 100. Paint 99.8. What is not painted? To 100%. Don't understand. Hey, that's awesome. I'm missing a tie rod? Why are you telling me 100% game? Here, now it's 100%. Now we sell it. I probably could have kept it. Problem is, I gotta build up money somehow. I've gotta sell some tanks. Alright, extraction. Where do we want to go? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Poland, that's over here. So number 5, that's right on the border as well. 5 or 4. One's deep in Poland, one's right on the border. Let's see. Where am I at here? Give me a second. Right here is Denmark. So this would be the fuck, whatever that was called. That would be Danzig. So yeah, this would be Poland. But we've been to 1 before. Yeah. 8 is in Germany, and so is 7. Spooky, scary stuff. Yeah, 1 is Poland. Yeah, I was confused on where we were at here for a minute. Because that right there would be Danzig. So that means these would be in Russia. Or Ukraine, technically. This would be Austro-Hungary, or fucking all the split up places. That is... What is that? I think that would just be Austria, wouldn't it? No. Am I really fucked up on my map here? Am I that fucked on my map? Problem is, I'm not great with modern maps either. I'm more of a World War I kind of guy. Hence why I'm like Austro-Hungary and stuff. Britain and France caused a lot of problems. Hell, we wouldn't have had World War II if it wasn't for all the sanctions they forced on Germany after World War I. Like, Germany had two fucking options in World War II. Either their entire country goes bankrupt and disintegrates, or go to war. That was it. That is all the options they had. Germany was completely fucked. You want an interesting read? Go and look at the sanctions they had after World War I. They put everything on Germany, and there was nothing Germany could do about it. Now, am I justifying everything that happened during World War II? No. But there's a reason why it happened. Not the other parts of World War II. I mean the initial why it happened. Yeah, it just fucked. But yeah, we'll go 4. I've always been a World War I junkie, if we can go with that. I used to have maps and everything, but I lost my house. I kind of lost all that stuff too. I was just kind of stuck there for a minute. Go, piece of shit, bro. Found something small. You kidding me? Is it right here in this little area? Oh, you bitch. My first guess clicked close. Oh, marker M. I dug up a second spot. Where is it at? I dug up a second spot over here that had something. I wanted to pick it up. Where the fuck did it go? No, seriously, where the fuck did my other thing go? Yeah, it was right here. I wanted to pick up my thing. I'm gonna go find my thing anyways. I dug it out once. And it said, oh yeah, we found it. Why'd you fill my fucking hole back in, you bastards? My thing. Is it just not gonna be here now because we found the tank? I shouldn't have kept looking for the tank. Shit. Anyways, what was the tank? I forget. M10. Disappointed! Let's clean the tank. Boring ass tank. I don't care. I'm leaving whatever it was. Back to workshop. Goliath. You, sir, are disappointed. Or disappointing. Let's check outside quick. If there's nothing outside, we'll go on another extraction. I want to find a cool tank. M10 is just disappointing. I mean, not really, I guess, but yeah, it's not what I was looking for. Cromwell. Ooh, there's something cool. Oh yes, the APC, that is a tank. Well, don't forget the APC. I wanted to find like a Vicar Z, a mouse, a little Willy. Fucking go to the Halloween place. Go there. Spooky, scary, scared again. Then the shiver again makes right. Nine. Pumpkin. Pumpkin. Nine. Look at the big kitty. Okay, death. Take me now. Let's see. I don't know the point of collecting the slime is. Where was my Jeep? I'm trying to name my Jeep. I need the tools or my sword here. Oh, marker. I was wondering what the red was. Holy. Oh, I bet that's all the slime and stuff. Maybe not. Maybe that's not all the slime and stuff. Oh, that's gotta be all the slime and stuff. That marker. I don't know. Now, something. Alright, what am I doing? Right. On the way. Oh, that threw me off. Got it, thanks. Where is it? Sweet. Found something to say. I think it was just pumpkins. Yeah, I think it was just pumpkins. Well, what kind of tank did we get here? Disappointed! Back to workshop. There it is. The square blocks. Got the 50 on it. Alright, let's go check the yard again. Trying to find something cool. There's a Vickers. There's an IS. And 483. Alright. Let's go do one more extraction. That is a easy 8. 483 E8. Fucking eeny meeny fuck a zucchini. I don't know, go to the forest. I was really hoping to find one of the rare tanks, like the Mouse or the Little Willy or something. To be completely honest, those are what I was hoping for. You're just disappointing. Another easy 8. Just want a cool tank. Not a Sherman. Oh, you can choose to find a vehicle. Well, that's kind of boring. You can choose to fucking find a vehicle. That seems like it makes it kind of boring. But sure, why not, I guess. Alright, well, what do we want to find then? Little Willy, Mouse, Goliath. I don't know what Little Candy is, to be honest, I really don't. Probably from like the Christmas one. What should we find? Since we can apparently pick what we find. We have a jumbo already though, we don't need to find another one. Pretty sure we have a jumbo already. Late production, purging. Don't have a jumbo. We could get we can get more than one warehouse. Where you were able to before. We were able to get more warehouses before somehow. It's just warehouse 1. Well, there was a way to get more warehouses. That's why I'm looking into it right now. Instead, you expand your storage by unlocking up to 100 of the tank warehouse upgrade and the upgrade panel. Upgrade panel. Upgrade panel. Or a bigger warehouse in the upgrade panel. Oh wait, no, yeah, it's right here. Gives you 6 more slots. Oh, I see. These are continuous upgrades. Alright, well, we're gonna do that. That expands. It gives us more space. It is slightly disappointing. For how long this game's been out and the tanks that are in it, it is a slightly disappointing game. But it seems like they kind of shifted focus to newer games. They're working on a different tank mechanic where you actually get to use your tanks in combat. I forget what the name of the other game is. Let me look it up. What was what was the name of that game? Tank Squad? I think it was Tank Squad. It was Tank Squad, yeah. No, it was Tank Squad. I figured it out here. Here, I'll show you on here quick. Let me pull it up. Library. Door. This is the game I was thinking of. you get to fight with the tanks you manage and everything. You get battle maps, wreck selection, how they were killed, and it does still have the same in-depth customization setting. But yeah, this is probably more up our alley. Killed in action, you show what killed you, how you died, that kind of stuff. I've thought about getting this game too, since the Tank Mechanic Simulator is kind of limited. But yeah, I've looked into getting that game just because there's more to do, and it's made by these people. That's why I said they seem like they kind of stopped caring about this game. We'll go find a jumbo though. We'll go find a jumbo, and then we're gonna go find a little candy, whatever that is. Sometimes it just takes a second to load. There it is. Hey. There's a lot of small stuff around the thing too. Oh, yeah, pump the water out. Yeah, we'll get a jumbo, and like I said, we're gonna get a little candy. I can see how this jumbo died. Very much see how this was taken out. Any day now, water. Oh, it's a penetration. It's a penetration. We'll clean it off. That makes it a little bit easier to tell. It is very much a penetration. We know how that tank died. At least that wasn't hard to figure out. Now let's go find whatever the hell a little candy is. It's gotta be a either Halloween or Christmas tank. the original angle. Alright, that's understandable. Looks to be a little willy. What makes it a little candy though? Who knows? But I don't. Yeah, that's why I'm confused why this is a little candy. I don't get it. I'm not sure either, to be honest. I don't know what makes that little candy. Oh, I see. It's just a little willy with decals on it that say free candy. That's what makes it a little candy. Oh, it flashes. But yeah, I'm gonna say this is the Halloween thing. Fuck, it's not even a child abductor. That's a grown fucking man abductor. If a little Willie is driving down the street offering me free candy, I'm probably gonna go up to it. That's a phrase I never thought I would say in my life. $20,000 to buy them new, huh? I mean, it could be like that guy that made a working FT-17 full replica. We're gonna make it drivable. Yeah, for this game, I was always hoping they would go big into World War I tanks, and then it just never happened. Yep. mean, that's thicker than bicycle chain. I mean, we use chain like that at the lumber mill, and it hauls around thousands of pounds in lumber, just fine. So, gotta have some level of durability. Had a lot of the parts still. Not have to get many parts to get this thing running.
Six minutes.
I'm just working on getting it running. I want to go and drive it. Oh! I saw something special. Put me in there. Huh. I think I see another reason why it's a little candy. We got all the parts on it. Yep. Alright, so tank. Now, nope. Tank, driving options, fluid. Let's fuel her up. Sure, we can clean them off. They look to be skeleton colored. They look to be really low poly skeleton. I think that guy's supposed to be holding a gun. Who knows? Front jack is not repaired. Well, let's see if we can get started. here's the start. Run. It's a little loud. It's a little loud. Add loud. I've got to figure out why it says front tracks not working. This says front track, so I'm just going to try repairing both front tracks. Crack belt. You know, you never had to repair this shit before. You could drive a tank completely rusted. I don't know when that ever changed. I do remember being able to drive a tank as long as it was functional. Damn it, quit hitting that button. We're gonna try just getting the tracks fully functional. If we still don't drive after that, we're just gonna give up. Nope, just tracks need to be fully functional now, I guess. Weird. Power! Probably would. Probably would. Anyway, we'll go back to the I don't know how. Back into the garage. Well, take me back to the garage. I would like to end this test. Analysis, bell tank. Little Willie. We can do that. There we go. Now we've got a fully brand new tank. We'll see if it goes any faster. We've got a brand new tank now, so we'll see. I hate to break it to you, but I think we're going the exact same speed. Yeah, we look to be going the exact same speed. I'm full left here. We're just sliding. Almost turn. That was downhill though. That was downhill. Also, we're stuck. Yeah, we are stuck. We can't get out. Alright, this sucked. That thing sucked. It's bad and it should feel bad. We don't even get a fraction of the value back out of it. Whatever. Alright, let's end the video here in the stream. So I hope everyone has a good day, a good night, and a good life, and take it easy out there, y'all.